Hello, and this is the Progressive Cynic. In this video, I will be addressing an argument I had with a few people online about the nature of morality and its connection to religion. Now, I will not say who I had this argument with, because I'm pretty sure they would prefer to remain anonymous, but the gist of it is this. These people were arguing that the only way that someone can be moral is that they are religious in their morality. They follow the Ten Commandments or some other religious doctrine which tells them how to act in regard to other people. Now, they argue this because they say that nature has no morality, and unless you put your conduct in context with religion, there's no way to say that something is moral or immoral. Unless you have God saying what you can and cannot do, there's no way to determine what is objectively moral. I find this argument ridiculous, and actually I believe the exact opposite. Anyone can act morally, but it is almost impossible to determine whether or not a religious person is actually moral. Now, anyone can act badly or well, depending on personal factors or incentives that they are given. But when you say to a religious person, why do you act morally? They almost always say, because God will see me and will punish me or will reward me if I act morally or immorally. Mind you, this is primarily in a Judeo-Christian context. I understand that there are many other religions that do not follow this, but this is not I don't tend to argue with them at such a regular frequency that I have to actually address this point with them. For Judeo-Christian people, they believe that God sees everything that they do and will judge them accordingly. This means that anything that they do has a risk or a reward to it. If they act morally, they are rewarded with the possibility of heaven, but if they act badly, they are punished with hell. Now, because of this, there's no way to tell whether or not a morally acting Christian is actually moral. They could just be greedy for heaven or scared of hell. Now, I'm not saying this to belittle the good acts of Christians. I'm saying this to make a baseline that religion and morality are two completely separate things. Acting in a way which does not harm others and which is completely separate from any risk-reward structure is morality. While acting in your own best interests, particularly in regard to some eternal punishment or reward, doesn't actually signify any moral behavior. People who are doing this because of the rewards or the consequences are acting selfishly and are not acting morally for morality's sake. I find the religious people's argument in this regard absolutely unbelievable. It insinuates that unless God told them what was okay or what was not okay, they would have no problem acting in a completely immoral fashion. I see this as fundamentally immoral of them. I mean, the idea that if God wasn't watching, you would murder, steal, and rape. Well, to be fair, God doesn't actually say don't rape, but it's mostly interpreted by religious scholars. I mean, if you actually read the Bible, some very unpleasant rape-related things happen. Basically, it abdicates all actual discussion of morality and just goes to this dogmatic interpretation of religious laws from the Stone Age. Religion does not contribute to morality. Moral conduct contributes to morality. And any time a religious person says to an atheist, oh, you can't be moral because you're not actually being moral by my religion, they are either fundamentally misunderstanding the concept of morality or are simply trying to attack an atheist for not believing in their Stone Age fictions.